Vamos avanzando. Bastante lento me parece, pero bueno.
Lynette should be here right now. Huh. Strange. Lynette?
As expected, Zijwin isn't here, but why isn't Lynette here?
¿Será que encontró alguna pista? Tal vez encontró una pista y la siguió.
No, Lynette rarely deviates from the plan. We agreed that if she were to make changes on the fly, she'd find a way to let me know. Unless...
Let's see if there are any clues around here. We can look while we wait for her. Who knows? Maybe she'll be back soon.
Okay.
Busca pistas en la enfermería.
None of the beds have any signs of having been slept in. Except that one over there.
That's the one Lynette must have used, right? You said she was pretending to be sick.
Mm-hmm. She would have said her migraine was having a particularly bad flare-up. Generally speaking, the head nurse would then ask her to lie down and rest, while she left to retrieve the medication.
Lo raro es que no hicieron la
Which
cama.
means either the head nurse didn't return the entire time from when Lynette lay down up until she left the bed, or the nurse intentionally left it this way.
Uf, esto no está pintando nada bien. Otra desaparecida, diablos.
There are some books here and a few files. They all look like medical records. Advanced nursing, how to raise the spirit of your patients, a quick guide to the psychology of emotions, and the meaning of laughter. These sure are some interesting books. Who knew Zijwin would be interested in these kinds of things? She even has books on understanding people's motivations and feelings. Is it because she's a Melazine? Or does she have a need to understand her patient's emotional state?
Amigos, Irving, muchísimas gracias por el raid. Hello, Da, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo te encuentras? Vale. Next. Digo, ya estábamos a punto de terminar. Examinar. Es el panel de metal. Buenas noches, señorita, ¿cómo está? Pues aquí vamos. Seguimos con esta historia tan larga, tan lenta y tan pesada, sinceramente. Me estoy durmiendo.
The space behind it is empty. From its size, I don't think it's an entrance that is meant to be taken apart. There's probably a mechanism around here somewhere. Could Lynette have tried to get inside?
No bien.
But if that's the case, she would have
Yo
contacted
no
me for
quiero seguir a
sure.
la historia. Yo sí. Eso intento. Al menos.
Let's look around here for some more clues. Don't panic, just take another look.
Indy parece intranquilo. Lo de no ponernos nerviosos. Ay, ya me ganó. Y encima me aparece Greta y ya se...
Hey, you guys, there's a slip of paper over here.
A slip of paper?
It's right over here, and there's a bunch written on it too. It reads, out of respect for your usual practices, I'll use a piece of paper or card as the medium to pass on my message. You may consider this as me giving you my best regards.
This is...
Is that all?
¿No hay nada en el reverso?
The back. This is...
Show me! Now!
That look on your face. Paimon's reading it now. Would you care to guess where Miss Lynette of the Fatui could be right now? No.
Es alguien más.
Is she already?
La secuestraron. ¿Qué?
Deliberately leave the infirmary unguarded to use it as bait?
Oh no.
Wait, you mean he was
No los había escuchado en inglés, la costumbre en japonés.
But why? We didn't run into any trouble last time, and he also never reached out to us since.
¿Por qué ha decidido actuar ahora, en esta segunda vez?
That is a crucial question. Risley, he doesn't do anything without a clear goal or reason. So this means he had no concerns about your activities from the very beginning. You're not from the same camp as us. You were sent down here by Nervilet, so you have no conflict of interest with Risley. We're a completely different story, though.
¿Por qué no eres tú también su
I'd like to know
objetivo?
that too. Why did he only go after her? Don't panic. Just think everything over. I have to stay calm. This is not like what happened last time. The situation's different now.
¿La última vez? ¿Cuál última? ¿Cuando la secuestraron?
Wait, you're right. Wait, but that means... The fact that Fremine was able to leave the grounds... Could Wriothesley have let him go as well?
Bueno, me retiro que mañana madrugo para el gym. Vamos a pasarme de nuevo ya que no la había visto en directo. Ah, leí Bristar, que te la pasas bien en el gym. También a mí mañana me toca día de gym, pero yo lo hago en las noches. Descansa, señorita. Descansa igual, Bristar. Bye bye. Dejo que Lynette y Freminet desaparecieran a propósito.
So he's challenging me and trying to provoke me, I'm sure of it. We never should have sent out Fremine. We had to go through all that trouble to find an opening to sneak him around the guards and into the pipe, and we even thought luck was on our side. If Wriothesley let him leave on purpose, then he's probably in a terrible spot now as well.
Lenny's getting more and more panicked. We have to calm him down.
Lenny, cálmate.
Don't be like this, Lenny. Fremine wouldn't have left if we hadn't told you about Child. That was our fault.
No. I'm the leader of this operation, and I'm the one responsible for this team. I was the one who failed to protect them. I'll go talk to Wriothesley.
Oh.
Hey, don't be reckless! Traveler, please talk some sense into him.
I simply cannot allow Lynette to be abducted again.
Ay,
I have to
pobrecito.
go. I'll find a way to get them back.
He's rushed out the door! After him!
Es que es algo de que también dije de que no, yo creo que está completamente consciente Cretesley de eso. Mira nomás, Sishwin. Es Malula.
I feel like we still have some room to make changes on these details.
It's not impossible, but it'll require extensive testing.
Is that so? Very well. Then please be mindful of the time. Huh?
Is someone?
Pack everything up. Whoever's outside is eavesdropping. They'll probably come in once we stop talking. Someone, please help!
Lo dijo, lo dijo.
She's sick!
Whoa, are you okay?
Ah, these two. As expected, they've already found this place. Oh, they are quite sharp. What a wonderful turn of events. I like smart people, but I also like playing dumb. I like the feeling of being trusted. Oh my!
Sishwin es Malula.
There's no need to panic. Take
Hola, soy
a breath
buenamente y soy
from the
mala.
beginning.
No te pases. Esa carita de ángel en realidad es un
Reading human
demonio.
expressions is quite the useful skill. Wait! Wait! It's no use. We have to catch up to him.
Ah, chish. ¿Dónde estás, cabezón?
Right. How is he so fast? Let's go head him off at Wriothesley's office.
Oficina del Duque. Yo hago mis propios caminos. Genshin no vive de farmeo. Y de drama y chisme también. Drama y chisme de la buena.
Come out and face me, Wriothesley!
Uy, uy, uy.
Aren't we at an administrative office space? Why don't you at least try to follow even a couple rules from the fortress's indoor management regulations?
What did you do to my sister?
I ran into the young miss at the infirmary. I'd heard that she was suffering from quite the migraine, so I decided to invite her over for a cup of tea. I do have some teas in my collection that can work wonders against such an illness.
Stop joking around! Where did you take my siblings?
I have also heard that your performances are quite the spectacle. Miss Lynette would sometimes enter a box filled with water, only to emerge the next second from another place altogether. Maybe she'll appear behind you right now if you were to turn your head.
Is he trying to trick me into turning my head? No, he's probably not looking to attack me right now. All of the hostages are in his hands, and he's even in the mood for small talk. That means Lynette is probably still alive. You knew we were investigating the infirmary from the start, so you deliberately aroused the Traveler's suspicions and baited us into continuing our investigation, just so that you'd be able to kidnap Lynette. As for Fremine, no, you probably didn't even interfere with Child's escape. You let him go, so you could purge the Fatui members that we had planted into your ranks.
There was no need to do so. The fortress of Meripede is a pretty pleasant place.
Aquí está todo
Most people
bonito,
enjoy
la
their
gente
lives
es
here. The only
feliz
ones who act differently are
trabajando
those
para
with
seguir
personal agendas.
viviendo.
It was quite easy to identify your colleagues.
You removed our
sí,
original
es un
members and
paraíso,
spread the
tienes
news of
una
Child's
idea.
escape,
No
so
hay
Father would
sol,
assign our team to come
señor.
down and investigate. Fremine has also fallen into your hands, right? If you're oh so omnipotent and so in control, why would you need hostages?
One correction. Lynette is in my hands right now, but Fremine is not.
He's not. What do you really want?
Ese es mi novio, espeso, compañero de vida, confidente, dueño de mis quincenas.
Everyone is here, so I'll only need to say this once.
No puede
Thank you
ser.
so much for cooperating with me.
¿Dónde está Lynette y
Eager and to the
Ferminet?
point, I see.
Cooperar.
Alas,
¿Cooperar
only
en
Miss
qué?
Lynette is currently having a cup of the fortress's finest tea. Although, as per your original plan, Mr. Fremine should also have returned to the fortress by now. But he has neither shown up within my gates, nor has he been taken into any kind of custody. So where do you think he may be right now?
Wait, you can't mean you locked him outside in the sea?
I closed the fortress's gate to the outside world. That's all.
Fremine's a star diver, so he should be fine, right?
No, we're still here, so he definitely tried to find a way to come back for us. So we can't assume he might have made a break for the surface.
But why would I do this, you may be asking? To have an audience with you, of course. My intel tells me that Mr. Linney is a great magician, so it's only natural for me to want to have some cards of my own when it comes to negotiating.
Unos
Besides,
pequeños
I
detalles
do recall
que
you
veo que
mentioning to
está
Miss Lynette that you've always
lleno
wanted
de
to have a
cicatrices
face-to-face
Griotes
meeting
Lee.
with the Lord of the Fortress
En
of
el
Meripede,
cuello, en el
regardless
pecho,
of
no
whether
solo
it
es
was
el
in
de
a
la cara.
personal or a professional capacity. Well, you got your wish.
Como diría Martín del canal de Fede Lobo.
You've been keeping tabs on us before we even set foot in the fortress.
Some of my folks just happen to hear a thing or two, that's all. In any case, I will be straight with you. I was willing to play dumb and turn a blind eye, so we had a pleasant few days playing games together here. But once you started focusing on the Forbidden Zone, all of that changed. Mr. Linney, the cards are stacked against you right now. Miss Lynette is in my hands, and Mr. Fremine is still slowly being pickled out there in the brine. You know just as well as I that he cannot last out there forever. You
Yo
need
se lo
do
sé
but
saber
one
mi
thing to
territorio.
guarantee
Bueno,
their
yo
safety.
sola.
I would like you to contact your superior, and ideally invite her over for a cup of tea with me.
Ah,
You
caray.
want to see
Quería hablar a...
But why should
¿Qué?
she bother giving you an audience?
Well, if she cares for the well-being of her dearest children, she should have plenty of motivation to join me for a parents' evening. I've heard that the bonds between the members of the House of the Hearth are like the bonds of family. I don't see why she would refuse.
Why did you think Father sent us to handle the fortress of Meripede? This place is basically a no man's land. It wouldn't be fitting for anyone as important as a harbinger like Father to come here in person.
Oh, I see. So it's because she doesn't care for my place here. That's such a shame. After all, I've amassed quite the tea collection. I was looking forward to sharing it with her. Both Monsieur Neuvillette and Lady Farina have already received
Arlequino también será
many
jugable.
samples as gifts.
Was this the
Pues a ver
extent
si
of your
no
master plan
queda
to get
muy
to
F
Father?
como
No matter
señora.
how much pressure you may put on me, I won't allow you to use us to blackmail her.
You people really are difficult to get along with. All I'm asking for is a face-to-face conversation. Does she truly have no interest in the fortress's secret? Mr. Linney, You have one last chance to invite your father here. If you refuse...
Lenny!
¿Por qué quieres hacerlo?
Instead of
¿Y por qué
asking
hacerlo de esta
why I'm
manera?
doing this, why don't you
¿Sabes?
try to see things from my
Cuando todo se
perspective
podía
for a
hacer
second?
pacíficamente,
From the
sin
very
poner en
beginning,
peligro la
the
vida de
Piquenle
nadie,
has been
Capstone.
actively infiltrating my fortress. I gave you a warning by cutting off the first few operatives I found, but that only caused you to double down. Had you given up on the fortress then and there, I'd have no reason to want to talk. Mr. Fremenet left the fortress on his own, and Miss Lynette tried to pry out my secrets right in front of me. No matter how you look at it, the responsibility for this falls on you.
No, para nada. Tú cerraste una puerta que debía estar abierta.
6,
¿Qué te pasa?
5...
¡Qué bichi! Es un caso diferente. No sacan a una señora como personaje porque le tuvieron miedo al éxito.
Time's up.
Yo estoy contenta de que no estuviera. Me caía muy mal esa señora.
Negotiations have broken down. Please leave, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for my afternoon tea.
Es inglés. Un momento, por favor. No podemos seguir hablando.
Yeah, listen to the traveler. If you can't talk to Lenny, can you at least talk to us?
You do realize that I'm only letting you go because of Neuvillette, yes? You're here helping him out, and I've already done my best to stay out of your way. But that doesn't mean you can just do whatever you
Ah, hombre,
want.
pero una mujer gigante.
The
No,
fortress may be small and remote, but it still has its own set of laws.
yo también quiero salvar a Lynette y Fremenet. En serio.
And how about this?
No, bueno.
Those who are capable deserve respect. You've spent quite some time investigating my home turf by now, so why don't you tell me a thing or two about what you found, hmm? I'll ask you 3 questions. Answer all of them correctly, and I'll agree to your request. Question 1. Regarding the hidden rules of the production zone, what is the truth behind the one about not being allowed to work for 3 days in a row?
¿En serio? Estos. Es que nos va a hacer preguntas sobre las normas secretas. Recuerdo que tras trabajar durante 3 días seguidos a la hora de la comida del tercer día aparecía una carne extraña en la comida del comedor. Menos mal que hemos hecho una investigación muy detallada al respecto. Si hago la memoria encontraré la respuesta. Al mirar la norma secreta del área de producción aparece una carne extraña en la comida del comedor. Ajá, en efecto, en efecto, en efecto. He visto para ver los detalles. ¿Quién verá que trabajas durante días seguidos?
I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour just...
No, ese no.
The Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize...
No, ese tampoco.
We often see Miss Sijuin...
No.
The research note said that the Melusine race perceives the world very differently from humans. Fonta's internal reports suggest that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed and unpackaged product. But the product has to... According to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took place because the Fonta company sponsored
¿Qué?
it.
¿Quién verá que trabajas durante días seguidos?
The company must want a return on their... The research note said that the Melusine race perceives the world very differently from humans. Because of that, we often see Miss Sijuin observing the prisoners.
Ah, ella los observa, ella es la que no, ella es la que lo ve. Ok, vale. Sí, bajo las circunstancias, a ver, ¿bajo qué circunstancias apareció la carne extraña? ¿Bajo qué circunstancias?
I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour just before
Ah,
lunch.
la hora de la comida.
What could Sijuin be doing during that time?
Eso es lo que hace, ella da la comida. ¿Por qué tiene ese aspecto la carne extraña? Ah, por lo de...
Fonta's internal
¿Fonta?
reports suggest that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed and unpackaged product. But the product has to undergo a trial. The Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of coupons. Meanwhile, the Duke believes that only idiots who don't understand
Oye,
the value of
trabajaba
coupons would spend them on
11 horas al día. No, bueno. No, esto no me dice nada. O sea, creo que sí tiene algo que ver. ¿Por qué tiene ese aspecto la carne extraña?
The research note said that the Melusine race perceives the world very differently from humans.
Ah, porque lo hace ella. Ok. Sí. Sijuin hace la comida azul. Y es azul porque tal cual. Sijuin, por ser una melusina, lo identifica
So that's
cosas en el
what's
mundo
going on.
diferente.
Paimon understands it now. production zone. People are not supposed to work 3 days in a row.
Había olvidado.
Meat in their welfare meal.
Esos lentes para
At first we thought this strange meat must have something to do with the people who disappeared. But in reality, they were all prepared by Sijwin, the head nurse. She often visits the production zone to observe the workers' health and makes a note of anyone who has worn themselves out after 3 full days of work. Out of her sense of duty as the head nurse, as well as her genuine concern for the workers' health, Sijwin visits the cafeteria right before lunch and cooks an extra dish for those who can use the stamina boost. Sijwin has only the best intentions with her surprise gift and doesn't want anyone to find out about what she does. However, unfortunately, Melusines as a race perceive the world differently from humans, and their sense of aesthetics is even more alien to us. The recipients of her lovingly prepared special meals cannot taste the care within and usually just freak out. Are we on the right track?
Not bad. You've uncovered Sijwin's secret and even guessed her intentions correctly as well. It's nice to know that her efforts have not gone unacknowledged. All right, now for my next question. There are also some hidden rules in the Pancration Ring, including the one that you're not allowed to support both sides of a fight. Why is that?
Porque a ti no te gusta, my friend. Tras apostar por ambos boxeadores por la mañana, al día siguiente recibimos un paquete que contenía un líquido de color sangre. Hemos investigado mucho al respecto, creo que debería poder averiguar la verdad basándome en nuestras pistas. En la norma secreta de la arena Bocarror se recibe un paquete con un líquido de color sangre. Ajá. ¿Quién envía el paquete que contiene el líquido de color sangre? No sé. Ah, es lo de Fonta. ¿Quién envía el paquete? Es el señor de Fonta.
Fonta's internal reports suggest that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed and unpackaged product. But
¿por qué tiene ese aspecto de líquido de color sangre?
The Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of coupons. Meanwhile, the Duke believes that...
¿Por qué solamente se recibe el paquete al apostar por dos boxeadores al mismo tiempo?
According to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took place because the Fonta company sponsored it. The company must want a return on their investment as well.
¡Ah! ¿Quién envía el paquete que contiene líquido de color sangre?
According to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took place because the Fonta...
¿Por qué tiene ese aspecto de líquido de color
Fonta's
sangre?
internal reports suggest that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed and unpackaged product.
¿Por qué solamente se recibe el paquete? ¿Por
The
esto?
Fonta promoter has been...
O sea, sé que son esos tres. Ahí está. Nada más había puesto al revés algunas cositas nomás.
Paimon gets this rule too now, so there really was nothing to be afraid of. That hidden rule of the Pancration Ring is about how, people are not supposed to bet on both boxers at the same time. And if they do, they'll receive a package containing a strange, blood-colored liquid. People get scared when they see it because they've subconsciously begun to associate it with the missing boxer. But really, it's just a bottle of the latest yet-to-be-named and packaged new Fonta trial product. A blood-red drink. It's no wonder even Fonta's own staff were questioning the company's decision-making. The company, facing backlash from its own staff, decided to try to trial the product on a smaller scale, to see how it might be received by customers. They came to the fortress of Meropide and offered to sponsor the Pancration tournament so they could push their new product. But the Duke completely refused to even entertain the idea. The Duke, knowing how valuable coupons are in the fortress, knew that only total idiots who didn't understand their true value would bother buying a Fonta product here. And
Ya, y por eso
so,
lo pusieron de esa manera.
proved their stupidity by being dumb enough to bet on two opposing sides of the same match, were receive the drinks.
I acknowledge the effort you've put into bringing the truth of this mystery to light. Although, based on your description, that Fanta promoter is a bit too careless with his words, I may just reconsider my collaboration with the company. Alright, and here's the final question. What's the secret behind our head nurse and all of her patients in the infirmary?
Ese sí no lo escuchamos bien porque pues es cuando tenemos suficientes pistas para responder a eso.
Stop your cruel and pointless games, Risley. You know that we haven't finished our investigation, so there's no way we can answer the last question.
Calmado,
Never even
Lighty.
crossed your mind. You'll pay for this.
¿Eh?
Lenny, are you alright?
¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó?
Oh, close one. I owe you, Sigeween. That was a fantastic shot.
It was nothing, Your Grace. Sigeween? Though this gun may look like a toy, it's actually fully functional, as I just demonstrated.
Sigeween.
¿Por qué tienes que ser cómplice del duque? Pues porque el duque es su jefe.
Not at all. I am merely a resident of the fortress, and thus protecting it is my duty. When Monsieur Nervulette asked me to come here, he told me that my job would be to take care of the well-being of everyone here. I am merely discharging my duties. But if you mean what you just said, then isn't Lenny someone you should be looking after as well? Isn't he a resident here just
Si
like the
conoces
rest
a
of
señoría,
us?
¿por qué no aprendes de sus valores?
I really am just doing what Monsieur Nervulette told me to do. Everything I did, I've done to protect them. Had I not, they would be in far more dire straits right now. His Grace knows it too, right?
Ahora, me imagino que eso los hicieron imágenes porque pues era un poco más rápido, nada más meter la imagen que
My
una
dear
animación,
Sigeween,
¿verdad?
whatever shall I do with you?
Al
What
fin
if
y
it
al cabo
killed
le
you?
invirtieron
Just wait another
demasiado
minute or two.
tiempo a la hermosa
Well, it's
animación
nearly
del
time after all.
espectáculo de Laini.
The way you do things can be truly frustrating sometimes, Your Grace. I figured I should try to talk some sense into you. What are you talking about? What time?
Take me if you want. Let them go.
How touching. Can you just give me one more minute?
Es bien bitch. Es bien bitch, Gretasly. En serio.
All right, everyone, calm down. 2 more visitors will be arriving any time now.
Ah, su mecha, ¿quién más?
I'll go get a cup of tea. Miss Sigeween, I leave Miss Lynette in your care.
You. What are you doing?
I believe I hear footsteps.
La puerta se abre de golpe y aparecen 2 personas conocidas. ¿Quién más?
Some space, please.
Clorinda. Ok.
Ah, Miss Clorinde. My door.
Fremine. Fremine.
Está vivo, tú tranquilo. Está bien.
What's going on?
Gracias.
Clorinde doing here?
Work.
Ah,
I'm sorry about shooting you, Mr. Lenny. The tranquilizing effect will begin to wear off soon. Please take it easy in the meantime, though.
What happened to Fremine? Wasn't he diving just outside of the fortress? Why is he looking like this?
serán los síntomas de el mal primigenio.
A flushed face, an accelerated pulse. He must have consumed primordial seawater.
What did you say?
Ese era el descuento.
Make some space. I'll need to give Mr. Fremine a more thorough checkup. Your Grace, I'll leave the rest to you.
I'll talk to Clorinde while you get Fremine to where he needs to be. Everything else can wait.